Wonder.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Alex from ZCon here. We are out today at one of my favorite local lakes. I haven't been out in the area in about a week because I've been away pre-fishing for out of state for upcoming tournament season. But so I don't exactly know how these fish are setting up. Like I said, I haven't fished around here in about a week and a half. But I can tell you right now, already coming in, I've been watching the weather. The past few days were kind of cold. The water is cold. We're looking at low 60s, high 50s. It's the middle of January, so this is real winter Florida fishing. So, I'm in one of my favorite areas right now. I'm really happy because the water is clean like I hoped it would be. And I'm seeing a lot of activity, so let's get into it. And we'll see what we can do. Boom, baby. That's how we started off. Nice, healthy 2.5, 2 3/4. Smoked that worm, flipping it, working it slow. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. When you're fishing anywhere, but really especially here in Florida, shallow water type deal, you always want to be looking around, keeping your eyes about you, looking for movement, looking for life. So I came up into this spot that I really like. I was looking around, saw a lot of bait in the water. I even saw a bass swimming in the water, tried to flip to him, he spooked off, so I knew there was fish in the area. So I came through fishing, throwing a moving bait, trying to look around and search for something. I hear a splashing behind me. I turn around and there's bait being pushed by what I would assume is that fish that I just caught. I threw over it one time, tried to wind through it fast, see if he was still chasing after bait. He wasn't. So my thought process was then that fish is probably still in the same area, but he settled. Picked up this worm, fired it back there, let it sit, didn't move it for about 2-3 seconds, and then boom, he grabbed it. So that's just a testament to when you're out here, you always have to be paying attention and always looking around and seeing if you see any fish, if you see any life, anything that's going to clue you in as to what's going on today. He took my tail. Oh! Would you look at that? Broke off. Oh! Man, that one stinks. Because I think that was a really big fish. But nonetheless, it was really awesome to have that happen on camera like that, because that's exactly what I was just talking about and what just happened with that last fish. I saw that fish chasing bait, swirling around, threw that worm to him, twitched it a little bit, stopped it, and then he smoked it. I don't know what happened there, if I set the hook too hard, if it was just a giant or what, but he came off. But either way, that's really awesome to see on camera, because that's 2 examples of it happening the same exact way like I was just talking about. Finally another one. I was having a bit of a meltdown there. There's quite a few in a row. You know, this is a small 1.5-pounder, but feels good to catch another one. A few things happened that made that fish catch possible. One, I was tired of breaking off, so I picked up another rod. 2, water temperature is starting to heat up, so these fish, I think, might be starting to get a little active. And 3, I'm sure you hear it, this wind started blowing, so I started to have more confidence in throwing around a moving bait once that wind started kicking, and lost a good one and caught that one pretty quick. I've only been throwing it for about 2-3 minutes, so we'll see. Woo! 2 casts later, there's another one. Same spot. Man, look at that fish. That is a cool looking bass right there. Those are some awesome markings. You know, another little barely keeper, 13-14 incher, but we're catching some fish. We're catching some fish. What the fuck is it? Oh yeah. Got him. Alright guys, so just caught another little one, same spot. You saw I just missed him like 4 times in a row, probably because he's so small and didn't get it. I got Mike on FaceTime here. We're hooked up on live twice in a row. How you doing? We like fished on, like, it never got over like 4 inches. Yeah. And we fished on like 4 inches at Davidson's for like 2 weeks, and then that was it. Yeah. There he is. We would just like drive over. Yeah, we would go after school with early release. Ah! See if he bites again. Yep, he bit again. There's a bit of a better one. Woo! That's a good one. There we go. That's a better one. Came up, ate the swim jig, about 2.5. Hey guys, so we just had a little flurry there. on the swim jig. It looks like my theory was correct, and with this wind kicking a little bit and the sun coming up, these fish got a little more active, and they were definitely eating the swim jig. So I just want to talk to you guys real quick about how I'm catching these fish, because it's very patternable, and I'm pretty much being able to call my shots here about when I do and when I don't get a bite. So let's take a look at this. Flip you around here. Here's an example. Now see, the wind is blowing straight at us. You can probably hear it in the mic, unfortunately. The wind is coming right towards us. So pretty much every bite I've had, there's a bunch of these floating islands around, right? With just little bushes, hyacinth, grass, etc. Almost every bite I've had has been on the back sides of these islands, on these wind breaks here. So the wind is blowing around the island this way, and these fish are sitting on the backside right on those corners. Now what they're doing there is they're sitting there hiding behind that island, using that as an ambush point for when bait gets blown around this way, and they can shoot out and ambush them. Bass are ambush predators. They love current, and they love to position themselves with current. And in a lake like this, where there's no current, when's the only time they get moving water? When that wind starts blowing. So you can almost guarantee when that wind starts blowing, if you have islands or hard structures like this, those fish are going to set up almost like they're in a river, and they're going to use those backsides as cover. And that's what I've been doing, and that's how I'm catching them. Now, I know you guys are probably a little tired of seeing me throw a swim jig. Honestly, I'm a little tired of throwing it. But in the shallow grass, there's just, every day it's seeming more and more, there's just nothing more effective than that. Now, I know they say you shouldn't leave fish to go find fish, but I'm not really super satisfied with the size I'm getting over here, and I'm going to make a move and try another spot. So I'll see you guys over at the next spot. Somebody's gonna crack like a 23, 24 pound bass. Oh, I got one. Hang on. I have a gigantic fish on right now, Zach.
What?
I have a gigantic fish on right now. Like a giant. Oh no, it's actually not that big.
Did you lose it?
Nope, I got him. Not as big as I thought, but
I'm trying to think. I mean, hurry up, real quick.
still a good one. About a 3-pounder. There we go. Good one. Smoked a swim jig. I thought it was a giant because it had me all wrapped up in the grass. But, you know, decent 3-pounder. Hey guys, so I just tucked behind this little island real quick to hopefully cut some of the wind so I could talk to you guys real quick. Basically, I want to talk about how I just caught that fish. You know, it's a little later in the day. I moved to a different area, and that water temperature is way higher than it was in the morning. We're hovering at about 65, 66 right now, which means those fish are thinking about coming up and spawning. So I'm basically fishing what you consider a Florida staging area. Now, staging areas are a little different than here than they are in most of the country. You know, you're not going to have that deep water access usually. You're not going to have, you know, primary, secondary points going up into creek arms. You know, a lot of these lakes here are bigger, more bold type lakes with just a lot of shallow grass. So basically, I'm fishing a clean water area that has a big grass flat that's adjacent to some banks that I know they spawn on. Now, these fish will stage pretty much in or around the same areas where they're going to spawn. So I'm just fishing this grass flat, casting around in the wind, trying to get some fish that are active, that I know are sitting out in this grass, thinking about pulling up and starting to get their spawn on. So we're going to go back out into it and see if we can catch a few more doing it. Man, that fish got so wrapped up in the grass. He fought way too hard for how big he is. That's a better one. That's a 4-pounder. Big girl up here in this grass. Smoked it. Look at the colors on that one. And that is just... Some of these fish are just awesome looking. Look at that. Thick back. Oof. Let me tell you, she was not coming off. Look at that. Big old beauty. It's about a 4-pound bass. Take that all day. Awesome. I'll send her back. Yeah, baby. It's another good one. Ooh. It's about a 3-pounder. Nice long fish. That swim jig again. Let's go, dude. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it a day and wrap it up on that fish. I know I got on late. I'm getting off early. Short day, but you know, it wasn't lights out, but it was pretty good. You know, I'm happy with what we were able to do today. I hope you guys learned a little something about how to catch these bass here in Florida while they're staging for spawning in the winter. But, I mean, it was great to get out on the water. I haven't been out in about a week. I'm going to get off. We got a lot of things to attend to before our big day tomorrow. So, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Z-Con out.